Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Investor More, and I'm outside the Ocho, an eightplex with lots of garages and lots of storage units, and I'm going to give an update on the eviction/evictions we might have coming up here really soon. So we bought this property last year. We've done some work to it, remodeled a few units. We'll show you some of those. And it's been okay, but we've had a lot of turnover, a lot of issues. So we might actually sell it here pretty soon. We'll see. But we want to get the evictions and other issues cleared up before we sell it. Now, that's what it looks like now. Here's what it looked like before, a little different. And when I first bought it, I didn't think it looked that bad. But looking at it now, after we painted it and fixed it up, it looks so much better now. So I'm glad we did all of that. But we love the likes, love the shares, love the comments. Keep those coming. And first, we'll show you a surprise when I got there today that I was not expecting to see. Last week I came here and I just looked behind the storage units to see if there's something exciting. And lo and behold, there's a couch. And today we got there and there was no couch. And the thing is, we forgot to tell our contractors to move it. However, as you can see, the tenants or somebody took it upon themselves to stick the couch in the dumpster, which, you know, I know why they did it. I think they're probably trying to be helpful, but honestly, that'll probably cost us a whole lot of money if our contractor doesn't get over there to take care of it before the trash company does, because they will charge us hundreds and hundreds of dollars in overflow fees for having the couch in there like that. So we did tell our contractor to go over there. Hopefully he can get it. We have quite a few people who work for us, some employees who can help with that. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Again, this is how it looked when we first bought it. We had some turnover, a vacant unit. We remodeled some of those, and we have had some issues now that we own it as well. And so we've had a tenant who has not paid rent for 2 months now, maybe 3. This is what they looked like before when I first bought it. And we talked to her. She said she's going to bring in some money. She said she's getting a new job. And it never happened. And we told her, hey, you have to bring us some money. You have to bring us something. She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't even bring us $50. And we're trying to work with her, trying to help her out, and just nothing. So we filed the eviction, and she came back and said, oh, I'm getting COVID assistance still. That's what she'd been using before. And it's going to come in. I'm going to have all this money. And we never heard anything, so we proceeded with the eviction. Then right before the eviction was approved, I went to court. She said, oh, I got my COVID money. It's approved. I can pay everything now. And how they do it is they pay like 2 or 3 months behind and 1 in advance. So if you don't get that COVID money and you're waiting, it can really, back you up as far as the money owed while you're waiting if it's not approved. But we never got an official approval, and this is why we always use lawyers for our evictions. I've gone to court before by myself and been told by a judge I messed everything up and didn't do it right and to come back again. So at that point I said, I think I'll use an attorney and have him do it. So we asked our attorney, said, hey, she gave us this COVID thing. What do we have to do? And the law's a little bit iffy on that. And he said, if you get approval from the state, you might have to cancel the eviction and accept it. But we never got the approval. She never showed us anything. She just said we got the approval. So we said, go ahead with the eviction. So we are going ahead with the eviction. It's not scheduled yet, but it's been approved in court. Gone to that process, so we should have that soon. We've told her, talked to her. She still brought no money in, not communicated with us, and it doesn't look like she's planning to leave. So hopefully, it's not a messy situation, but we'll see what happens. It was one that was rented before we bought the property, so we don't know exactly what it will look like. I think I saw in every unit, but it's been, a year now that she's lived there. And the other unit is very crazy too, because that one is someone it was rented to right before we bought it. We've had a few issues with them, paying late, not taking care of the place, always leaving stuff outside their unit. And it wouldn't surprise me if that's where the couch came from. But, and this is after one of the units was rehabbed, by the way. We told them we weren't renewing their lease. So it's been a year. We're not evicting them. Just told them we're not renewing. So they said they're leaving, said they're moving out. And then we got calls from the other tenant saying they had moved out, but somebody else was living there. There were dogs there, all kinds of issues. There's no pets in this building. And so we tried to figure out what was going on. Couldn't get a hold of them. So we posted an eviction notice there because they didn't pay their last month's rent. Just in case we had to evict them. It's always, you can post. You don't have to go through with the eviction after you post. And then someone called us a couple days later saying, oh, I'm their sister. I'm trying to clean up the place because they left it such a mess. They got dogs. They left their dogs here. I was able to place the dogs in a home, but I don't know where my sister is. She jetted, she left, and left a huge mess. And it sounds like the sister may have paid for the deposit and some of the rent that was never paid, and she's there cleaning up the place to try and get some of her deposit back. But since she didn't pay last month's rent, I don't know if that's going to happen. Most likely not. And we went by there today, and it did not look like it was being cleaned up that much. There was still stuff in the front, so we'll see how that looks too. But they're coming up pretty soon on when that time should be done for the lease, and it would be really interesting to see if she leaves. We're trying to call her and say, hey, when are you leaving? When are you going out? Who knows if that's really the story and what's happening, or if she's just trying to move in. We're not really sure. But if we don't hear from her soon, we still can go forward with that eviction as well and file for that one. We're hoping we don't have to, but there may be 2 evictions coming up on this, not just one. So it looks like we'll have at least one, and hopefully it's not a lot of stuff. Hopefully they can move out and find a place, and possibly 2. And that one could be dirty and not so nice, so we'll have to see how that looks as well. All right, so we'll have many more updates on this property probably next week. If you haven't subscribed, it's a great time to do so. We're also having a live webinar this Friday on financing rental properties, because you can enjoy this amazing things we go through. So make sure to check that out here on YouTube. Love the likes, love the comments, love the shares. Keep those coming, and we'll be back with much more coming up here soon.